What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, as I told you guys a long time ago, we was going to see the Premier Boxing Champions, better known as the PBC, founder advisor Al Heyman, and the stable of fighters in the brand head over to none other than Amazon Prime. I told you guys this was coming, and today we got the official announcement. Now, I told you guys a couple of weeks ago you was going to get an announcement for this in a couple of weeks. And here we are, a couple of weeks later. I told you after the David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade fight, you was going to get an official announcement. And here you are with an official announcement. With that said, they have, a budget, obviously, but there's big things that's going to come of this, okay? It's not just going to be, pay-per-view regular type of fights. This format is going to see, the PBC have the ability to create documentaries for these fighters, okay? So they're going to create documentaries for these fighters. In particular, the first one is going to include undefeated 3-division, 5-time world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as one of the four faces of the sport of boxing, if not the face of the sport of boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis is 29 wins, no losses, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He is 29 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. His last fight did between 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. It also did a gate of 22 million, over 22 million live gate. And on top of that, Gervonta Tank Davis earned over $30 million. So with that said, it's safe to say that he's a mega star, okay? And the PBC, the Premier Boxing Champion, they also feature 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is currently the undisputed super middleweight world champion and widely acknowledged as the face of the sport of boxing, the face of the sport of boxing, in Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. With that said, Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Tank Davis are the two biggest stars in the sport of boxing that aren't heavyweights, okay? And so the PBC will air 12 to 14 fights annually between pay-per-view and non-pay-per-view fights, okay? So there's 12 months in the year. So that means that we can possibly get 2 fights per month, okay? Two fights per month, possibly. But we definitely want to get a fight a month, okay? At the very least, we're going to get 1 card a month, okay? Which is exciting because depending upon the level of the fighters and the level of the fight, the pay-per-view event, so on and so forth, this is going to be huge. So it says that the PBC is annually going to do pay-per-views, 12 to 14 fights, non-pay-per-views, and this is a multi-fight deal that's going to start in March. You're going to see the Gervonta Tank Davis documentary series, like a 30 for 30 documentary on Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, Canelo Alvarez has 2 fights left with the PBC. He's going to re-sign with the PBC because what they're going to offer Canelo Alvarez outside of the sport of boxing with Amazon Prime as the network and the platform to showcase and give more exposure to Canelo Alvarez, who's already established. There's simply no reason for Canelo Alvarez to go elsewhere at 33 years of age. He's not going to go to ESPN in Top Rank because Amazon has more reach and more flexibility. Going back to the Zone, he's been there, he's done that. They put a lot of money on the table for him. But they don't have the flexibility and the reach that Amazon Prime has. So Amazon Prime has a special reach that they can do, to touch, audiences and to bring these fighters alive in your living room, which is these documentary series, a 30 for 30. We see this in the NFL all the time on ESPN, 30 for 30. The ESPN does this, let's say they do a 30 for 30 Deion Sanders. They did a 30 for 30, on the Chicago Bears 1985 defense. 30 for 30 on the Miami Hurricanes historic college football teams. They did a 30 for 30 on, quarterbacks like Steve Young, so there'll be a 30 for 30 for Tom Brady. Now we're going to get 30 for 30 for Gervonta Tank Davis, 30 for 30 for Canelo Alvarez, 30 for 30 on Deontay Wilder. You understand? Just to give you more of a backstory. And we know these all accesses, these little short series, docu-series that they have, all access. Floyd Mayweather started it where he had, giving a closer look on these all accesses, and, it gives you a short docu-series, and then usually about 28 minutes long. It's 3 episodes, and it's like an hour and a half. And that's only leading up to one specific fight. But now you'll have a 30 for 30 series that's going to give you an inside look, not just for a specific fight, but a lead up to every fight in their career and their upbringing and their outlook, and, transitioning to where they're currently at in their stage in their career right now. Right. So this is going to be historically a game changer. Now, again, it's going to be some pay-per-view fights and some, non-pay-per-view fights. Obviously, there will be more non-pay-per-view fights than there will be pay-per-view fights. Towards the end of Showtime, there was a lot more pay-per-view fights than there was non-pay-per-view fights because the budget wasn't there and they weren't interested in the sport of boxing. So they did pay-per-view fights to make sure that this is a way for Al Heyman and, the PBC to be able to pay these purses up front, right? So the pay-per-view was based off of, if you was a fighter, that's how you got paid, based off of the pay-per-view, how much interest and how much investment the actual fans put into the sport of boxing. So, and into your fight. In this case, if you look at the way legendary promoter, Top Rank CEO Bob Arum at ESPN and Top Rank do business, they give you a guaranteed purse because ESPN is giving Top Rank and Bob Arum a guaranteed budget. So now they can give, to use as an example, Terrence Crawford was getting $3.5 million per fight guaranteed up front. He didn't have to be concerned with what he was doing with the pay-per-views and on the back end. He didn't have to be overly concerned with making sure the fans invested and engaged in his fights. And that was a problem that they had because they said Terrence Crawford wasn't willing to promote and sell the fights. Because he was getting a guaranteed purse, ESPN gave Top Rank enough money and enough budget per year that they can divvy out a guaranteed purse up front. And they didn't have to do the pay-per-views, and they didn't have to worry about the fans investing in pay-per-views. What they did was an added bonus for them. Well, the way the PBC typically operates is that they give you a guaranteed purse depending upon the fight and the fighter, and then you get back-end money. Okay, you get the back-end money off the pay-per-views, what the fight actually did. In this case, with Amazon Prime being a massive juggernaut in the entertainment business, Amazon Prime is the number 2 business in the world. Revenue over $502 million a year. Net income $11.32 billion. Okay. They are right now at $916 billion. So this means that Amazon Prime is very, very credible in the money that they can invest within the sport of boxing. Now, as long as Al Heyman and the PBC put on the biggest fights, and whether they be pay-per-view or non-pay-per-view, this will allow, the fans to be intrigued, invest in the sport, and give their money, and the sport will grow. And then Amazon will want to invest more into the sport of boxing and into the PBC once they see growth. So it's still up to the PBC to put on the biggest and the best fights possible, continuously, constantly, and consistently. That's the key. That's the key. We can't have talks of, well, this fighter don't want to fight it. It has to be consistent. and constant like the UFC. So there will be docuseries on Canelo Alvarez, and there will be docuseries on Gervonta Tank Davis coming soon. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.